Well, Biden is furious that he's trailing Trump in the polls, erupted over being kept out of the loop on baby formula, and is trying to avoid being compared to Jimmy Carter. No, he's like worse than Jimmy Carter. Yeah. Don't worry, Joe. We won't compare you to him. You're worse.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Notice they didn't have to keep him out of loop on like adult diapers, right? He knows what those numbers are at.
Yeah, he's like, what's the stock on adult diapers, man?
Well, there's actually some very interesting comparisons to Jimmy Carter's administration, to the Biden administration, especially to what happened in the 1970s, especially with what happened geopolitically, with a lot of very similar troubles that people had to deal with then that people are also dealing with now. And I think, especially if you look at the baby formula shortage, another problem of too big government, its WIC program, its overproduction, its over-reliance on one particular corporation that probably has ties to the government. Again, a lot of these problems go directly towards the central planners that think that they could control every aspect of your existence, and because they do, they make a lot of problems for you. I think these problems are deliberate, and they're only going to get worse from here.
Do you guys want Trump to run again?
Man, I kind of do, because I'm not so convinced DeSantis is going to clean house. You know, so like a couple months ago, I was saying I would prefer DeSantis because he's younger, he's got more tact and everything. But just with how crazy things are getting, I'm kind of like, I think DeSantis would get in and try and hold on. I think Trump will get in and just clean house. He's going to fire everybody.
I have the opposite approach. I have no trust in Trump at all.
Yeah,
I think he was totally infiltrated and totally acted for the deep state and made the situation worse for a lot of people. Operation Warp Speed is one of the hugest so much scams that were running on the American people. So many mistakes. That's just my perspective.
2024 is going to be fascinating because do you think Kamala Harris, because Biden's not running again, right? No way.
There's no way.
There's no way.
But hold on.
They pretend he is.
They would have to announce within the next few months if that's the case, because they got to start lining up the primary pool for next year.
Yeah, but you don't think they're so identity obsessed? You don't really think Democrats would allow anyone to challenge Kamala Harris, do you?
I don't know.
You look at her poll numbers. She is extremely unlikable.
But who wants to be the Democrat who tries to push out a woman of color?
Here's a question, though. It depends on whether the mainstream media feels, in the DNC, feels that this candidate who's running against Kamala is useful to them. Because if that's the case, then all of the horrible things Kamala has said and done are going to be fair game, and the media is going to allow people to discuss them.
I see maybe even Michelle Obama, Stacey Abrams, who's a Bilderberg member, by the way. I see all of them making prominent moves in this. Pete Buttigieg, I think he's also going to be another prominent individual that they're propping up here as well. So I think we're going to keep an eye on all of them. But I think the United States is a sinking ship, and I don't know who would want the job at this juncture, because you're literally going to be in charge of something that people are not going to be happy with in the near future.
Look, I mean, if Pete Buttigieg can give birth, he can save the country.
Pete Buttigieg doesn't have the X factor.
He doesn't. No.
Gavin Newsom looks like a mannequin.
Oh, not Gavin Newsom.
He looks like he's Michelle Obama, but she's like apparently never going to do it.
Washington Governor Jay Inslee, he got like 1% the first time around, right? In polls.
Yeah. Right. Whitmore, she's very popular in Michigan, and that California, that California guy, what's his name? That eats at that very fancy restaurant.
Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, that guy.
No,
he looks like a mannequin.
Yeah,
he does.
He's very pointy,
Botox,
sharp.
He just looks like he's made of plastic.
Buttigieg has a lot of CIA connections, so I'd still see him being promoted and prompted up, and I think he's going to be a contender.
At least he can string a sentence together.
Yeah, well, he's young and trendy, and he has all the. He doesn't have the X factor, but I do see him being promoted prominently in the next upcoming election. That's how I just see it. But
sorry, I derailed the conversation.
No, that's fine.
Fair point.
It's fine. We're in a huge mess with this administration, and who's going to come clean up the pieces? Absolutely no one. And you need to be personally responsible for yourself. And my opinion, my perspective, and I might be wrong, and it's okay if I'm wrong, is that if you believe a politician is going to help you out, you have victim mentality. No one's going to help you out. No one's going to come and save you except you yourself.
Is going to help us, and it is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yes. She's got us.
AOC is criticizing Democrats' refusal to use the word Latinx despite divide over the term. Many Democrats worry the term Latinx alienates voters of Latin American descent. AOC, don't stop. Keep on going. Tell them all to keep saying it, please, please. Your advocacy is so important to helping Republicans win in the midterms.
Didn't she
Absolutely.
just come out as Native American? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Nope. Just
She's
just,
transracial.
Yeah.
So this is the thing about Latinx. I've said this before. Part of the reason the left feels it's so important for folks to start using this phrase is because to name a person or group of people is to assert ownership over them. And that is how they view the Hispanic community. They believe that they're their owners and handlers, just like they feel they're the owners and handlers of every single other minority group they claim to speak for. Now, the Latino community does not use this phrase. They don't like that phrase. The polling has made it perfectly clear. But these leftist colonists are going to do every single thing they can to force their bizarre gender ideology onto this culture. I think they know that they have to work their way in there and really destroy the Hispanic understanding of family life by subverting their understanding of gender roles, because they know that given the Catholic culture of many of these nations, they are likely to be more socially conservative in the future, and they could even become Republican voters. And I think that's the fear. So they need to do every single thing they can now to subvert that culture as much as possible. That's what this term is about.
Well, you look at
destroy their understanding of sexual relationships, destroy their understanding of the differences between men and women.
You look at South Texas, and things are not looking good for Democrats. Latino voters are voting Republican. You look at Florida. Yeah, November is going to be wild.
Do you think that, I mean, like, seriously, when churches get torched, or when the Holy Mass is interrupted over Roe being overturned, how do you think a Mexican Catholic feels about that? Like, how do you think that voter bloc is going to respond? They are going to do everything they can to strip these cultures of their identity.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of surprises before November. I think there's a lot of more instability than we even realize right now. I think financially, this is going to be the bigger kind of picture here that's going to affect a lot of people's decisions, especially at the voting booth. But it's really just fascinating that there's so many problems. There's so many things going wrong. But we're talking about Latinx. Like, that's just to me, this is just crazy.
August is going to be lit.
August?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the fall. So we're going to be getting into the fall harvest season. So we're going to be running low on food. There's not going to be new food, or it's going to be seriously depleted because of the lack of fertilizer in spring. There's going to be diesel shortages. No diesel means even if they have the food, they can't bring it to you. It's going to be $10 a gallon in California and probably in a bunch of other places. We're about to break $5 a gallon as it is. But hopefully AOC keeps criticizing Democrats who don't say the word Latinx.
Yeah, keep it up.
Maybe, Tim, we could solve all these problems by calling people Latinx. Maybe everything's going to be
Is
good
it
if we just did.
Latinx?
Latinx.
I don't
Like
even know how to
Latinx,
pronounce it.
Latinx, who
knows?
knows?
Yeah.
I don't even
It's
care how
Latinx.
to pronounce it.
Okay.
Like Latino, Latina, Latinx.
I want to make sure I pronounce it correctly,
I just want to make
be
sure you don't
respectful.
pronounce it. I want no one to pronounce it. It's a horrible term.
We had a progressive on this show recently, and when I asked him why the Green New Deal had a bunch of stuff like free college for marginalized people and healthcare, he's like, because that's who's affected first. And I'm like, that doesn't solve anything having to do with the climate crisis. It's like, we want to solve climate change, so we're going to give college to minorities. I'm like, what does that do about carbon emissions? Nothing.
But you can't point that out
Okay.
because then you're racist.
You're racist.
I guess.
You're
I
racist
mean-
against the Latinx.
There was a meme I saw, and it said, when gas prices go up, and they show like a wind turbine, and it's like, the price for running the wind turbine didn't. And then I just responded with like, they use petroleum-based lubricants. Like, what do you think? Like, what are you talking about? Of course the prices went up. The price for everything goes up. I don't know what they're doing. I can only say this. The one thing that it seems to be is that the country is being gutted and burned to the ground.
Deliberately, on purpose, not by accident. They try to make it look like it's an accident. They're like, oh no, it's just incompetency. No.
The actions they take that are burning the country down are completely deliberate.
Absolutely.
But I would assume the path to hell is paved with good intentions.
Absolutely. I think there's an element of that as well. But I think there's also just organizations being like, well, let's make these people believe that they're doing the right thing. Let's push this agenda here. Let's actually, rearrange things in a way that's going to work out for our personal benefit. So I do see people kind of waiting behind the scenes, pushing a lot of these agendas and narratives that do play a bigger role that we don't even realize immediately. But then later down the line, we're like, hey, we're looking around like, hey, there's only bugs to eat here. Hey, we only have a pod. Hey, we only have a VR headset. Hey, we can't go out of our house. We don't have a car. We can't afford a car. We can't even drive a car. So I do see this kind of larger element that we're slowly creeping into, which is a technocratic nightmare. And I think it's worth calling out. I think this news, especially with Elon Musk and Twitter, is a lot bigger than we even realize. I think there's a lot on the line here. And it's let's just say it's not a boring time to be alive. It's very interesting. And I think it's only going to get a lot more interesting.
Speaking of...
Go ahead. There's this point you made earlier, Tim, that the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and in many ways that's true, but bad intentions don't pave the road to heaven. And we do live in a culture, unfortunately, where many of those at the top really do have very bad intentions, and it might not necessarily be that it's their goal to destroy the system, but they do want to enrich themselves at the expense of everybody else, and they also want to hook their friends up and demolish whatever part of the culture it is that happens to bother them, and that's going to have consequences that not even they realize. It's going to get really bad.
So let's use the last few minutes before Super Chats to talk about this technocratic hellscape.
Oh, boy.
Just have some fun, because earlier today, I went to this AI, and I asked it to make images of Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi. So we pulled it up again, and before the show, I asked this AI to generate some images for me. And I'm going to show you these images because they're hilarious, and I hope you guys enjoy them.
It's from the new Avatar movie?
Yes. So I said, I would like to see an image of Tom Cruise, and this is what it gave me. For those that are only listening, it'll only be a few minutes, but I'll describe it. It is an orange background with a blue-skinned man that could kind of look like Tom Cruise,
It
but
looks
it's not.
like Adam Driver.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Look at those
Yeah, it does.
teeth.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of teeth. He's got too many teeth.
Freak.
Yeah, a
like
lot of
Tom
teeth.
Cruise.
I mean, kind of a babe, though.
He's like a model-looking kind of guy. All right, let's go to the next one. I said Bill Clinton. All right, you guys ready for this? Here's AI. It looks like Guy Fieri.
Bill Clinton's about to take us to Flavortown. Bill's about to go to Flavortown Island on a private jet.
All right,
on a private jet to a
Next
private
up,
island.
You guys ready for this one? An AI-generated Bill Gates. Here we go.
I asked for that one.
I don't know what this
It
is.
didn't work.
Yeah, what's the Bill portion of that?
Is it like St. Peter? It's like the Kremlin or something? It's not a person.
No.
Because I don't know.
Gates.
Who's next? You guys ready? Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, man.
You guys ready for AI-generated Jeffrey Epstein? There you go.
That's about right.
I mean, it's pretty close.
That's
definitely
probably
a
what he
child.
looks like now after the reconstructive facial surgery.
They were trying to figure out how to do reconstructive facial surgery, so they ran it through the AI and they made this.
Somewhere in the
neck
world right
tattoo.
now, there's a guy looking exactly like that. Be like, they're on to me.
Are you guys ready for the best
This
one?
next one is the best.
Which one is it?
Donald Trump Jr.
Okay.
That's good.
Are you guys ready for this? I'm warning you now, you guys are going to lose it when you see an AI-generated Donald Trump Jr. You ready for this? Here you go.
What on earth? What is happening?
It's the spoon that gets me.
He's got a spoon. It's okay. First of all, it looks more like Alan West than Donald Trump Jr.
Yeah, it does. For smooth skin. Creepy.
There's something wrong with the chin, but it is a black man with a spoon in his mouth.
I don't understand.
And like a sashimi napkin bib.
Is it because like he's rich? He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Is that what we're seeing?
I don't know how this is.
Are we
Donald
sure
Trump.
we're not looking at Hunter Biden's art?
I don't know. That's kind of what it looks like.
All right, now this one, you guys. This one might scare the
my
children.
favorite.
This one's
My
gonna
favorite.
scare the kids. Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, but she always does.
Yeah,
Yeah, she does. True. Here's Nancy Pelosi.
Skin suit.
Yeah,
That's actually terrifying.
I think she looks better here than she does in real life.
it looks like a
But
skin,
nice.
a Nancy Pelosi skin suit.
Look at that hand.
Look at the eyes. There's like, what is that? What is going on? That is so creepy.
Yeah,
Her as a lizard
AI will
person.
not be taking over
I
anytime
don't
soon.
All right,
so-
all right. Now for the people on the show. You
Oh,
guys
man.
ready for a good one?
This one's really
Luke Rudkowski is first.
Yes.
Here is AI-generated Luke Rudkowski.
Sort of got the eyes right.
Yeah, huh.
Yeah, but like
The nose should
it
be a
looks
lot
like-
bigger.
It's like you and Brandon Ruth combined.
Probably, yeah.
That I don't understand. Like the hair is wrong. Like what?
It's not bad.
This.
All right, who's next?
It's a little
This-
Adam
this
Driver.
mine
again.
is-
The next
very
one, the
accurate.
next one, I think is Seamus in about 2 years
I
from
think
now.
it's me about
You guys,
now.
you guys are gonna love Seamus. You ready?
This.
You ready for Seamus?
Seamus in 2 years.
What is this?
It
I
looks
can see
like
it.
Fat bastard.
I think it looks kind of like me. I really
could
do.
see it.
That's it.
I see it.
It looks like
Joe
like
Biden.
no, but it's got like Thanos' chin.
Yeah, and Joe Biden. That's those
It's
two
like
things.
it's like Joe Biden and Thanos
yeah,
combined.
exactly.
That's Seamus.
Love it.
Who's next? Lydia.
Oh, no.
Lydia's was just like
Linda.
an AI,
Yes.
I look like the lady from The Closer.
and like one of your eyes is
Yeah,
smashed.
creepy eyes.
No, yeah.
I love
But
it.
this is kind of
Terrifying.
weird because it just looks like a badly drawn person.
Yeah, you
no,
look like
it
the
looks like a
Thanos chick.
demon
Yeah.
trying to disguise itself as a
I know
woman.
it does. Yeah. Look at
All
those
right,
eyeballs.
and now for the best one. Timothy Pool.
Oh my
Are you
gosh.
guys ready for this?
Not ready
we
for
are
this.
ready.
Here we go. It's literally a swimming pool. That's what the AI made. The AI literally just made a swimming pool.
R.I.P.
I wish
That's
there
it.
was a beanie on it.
It's the Timothy
Yeah.
pool.
Nope, that's it.
Yeah.
Just like Bill Gates, if your name is a common noun, you cannot be AI generated.
What if you put an E at the end of
So
pool?
if you
Yes,
follow my Twitter, twitter.com/Timcast, you can see where I made an AI generated image of Joe Biden sniffing a little girl. Joe Biden and Donald Trump fused together as one person.
That's the worst
And
thing I've ever heard.
a couple of bonus Joe Bidens. Yeah, that was fun.
The Joe Biden sniffing the little girl's my favorite.
But it's like, it's weird. It's not, it's just, his face is smashed. And like, there's not really a little girl. It's like a weird mashed faced pig looking thing.
Yeah, I won't be able to sleep tonight if you show it again.
I don't have it pulled
I don't
up.
want to see it again.
No, it's creepy. But it's on Twitter. The Nancy Pelosi was good. Actually, maybe I can pull it up if I just go to Twitter. Go to my. Oh yeah, you know what? I'll just pull it up. We're on Twitter. Let's see what we got here. Here we go.
Oh my god.
AI, Joe Biden sniffing a little girl. AI generated image.
What?
Look at this.
happening?
Oh man.
So the AI
Human
created
pig.
that image.
Yes.
Yeah.
Made it.
An
on its
AI
own.
made this image.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kinda looks like Joe.
Here's a couple of Joe Biden bonuses.
He's melting.
Here's Donald Trump and Joe Biden fused as one
Yep,
person.
Yep.
That's actually pretty legit. That one's good.
Yeah.
pretty good.
Here's Nancy Pelosi.
Dude, why are her hands always weird in these?
She looks great.
I don't know, dude.
Demon.
She
Isn't that
needs
weird?
all the hands to hold all the money she's
Yeah,
getting
there
from
you
the
go.
stock market.
Nah, that's true. That's true. Here's Joe Biden AI, and then the Donald Trump AI.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Oh my
what's with
gosh.
like his hand on his shoulder
What
like
is
that?
happening?
Frankly.
Frankly.
Wow.
talking about me?
It's like they were at the Madame, how do you say that?
Tussauds, yeah.
And then it melted. You
Yes,
know?
yes,
That's
that's exactly what it looks like.
All right, everybody.
I don't like that.
That's AI, but we're gonna.
You should have the AI draw a super chatter at some point.
The AI what?
Draw a super chatter. You know, write
Oh,
super
like one of
chatter
their
in there
names?
or one of their names.
But
Yeah.
the issue is that unless they're really, really famous, it just gives you random images. Like
I don't know. I thought Luke and I looked pretty good. You looked pretty
Yeah.
good too, bro.
Yeah.
I was a swimming pool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you look
exactly.
great.
Swimming
Tim.
Pools
There you
look
go.
great.
Looking good, yeah.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.